Hi there, I'm David Hayden-Jones, and I'm going to be your host for this online chat with Alyssa Milano, the star of the hit TV series Charmed. We're here in her lovely house where we've been making ourselves at home. She's been working all day, and me and the crew have just been relaxing, hanging out, eating her food, you know, get some really nice trinkets off the shelves here, so that's been great. But here comes Alyssa now, so Phil, you want to cover up that wine stain there? And hi, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Excellent. Have a seat. I'm very good.
Okay, Alyssa, thank you very much for inviting us into your home. We've got a lot of great questions from all your fans online. Most of them say that you're lovely and pretty and talented, and they love you,
That's very sweet. I love that.
But we have a few specific questions that we would like to ask you, and shall we just get right to them?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
This one is from Rob. The subject is Sagittarius, and his question is, I just found out that you and Holly are both Sagittarians. Can you see similarities between the two of you?
Actually, before I even found out that Holly was a Sagittarian, I thought that we were very, very similar. And then about 2 weeks into production, I asked her what sign she was, and she was like, I'm a Sagittarian. But yeah, we're very similar as far as just loving, you know, having a good time on the set and being happy and making, you know, a hard work schedule as fun as possible. And she's very sort of stable and all those things that I am.
Great. Excellent. So good question for Rob. Next one comes from a big fan named Dan Sullivan, and he asks you, what are your plans for directing?
I would like to direct eventually. I think it's something that is sort of will be a natural step for me, considering I've been doing this as long as I have. But I don't really think I have the attention span to do it right now. So probably in maybe 5 to 10 years, I'm a little bit more focused.
Well, very busy still doing your acting.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Don't have time to direct.
Right. Yeah.
This one comes from Kent Lone, otherwise known as Gator.
Oh, Kent, my good friend Kent.
That's Kent.
Hey, Kent.
Whose name is Gator online. So that's right, you know Kent Lone. His question is, do you believe in angels? And if yes, why?
I am one of those people that believe in everything. Because I think to walk through life with blinders on might be, you know, selling yourself short of actually experiencing things that are mystic and metaphysical. So yes, I believe in angels. And why? Just because I do.
His second question is, what do you consider to be your greatest achievement in your life at this time?
Still being in this business. I think after all of these years to actually have been a child star that's you know, making it as an adult actor is a very good feeling.
Excellent. Thank you, Kent. This next one comes from Laurent, or one might say Laurent, depending on language. This one has to do with your look, your whole look. What was the main reason for your new haircut?
There are a few reasons. One was just change. You know, I think it's good for, especially for actors, to change the way they look so they don't get too set in the, you know, in a certain thing. So if you know, get a film where they want to shave your head, you're going to be okay with that. And the other thing was from doing Melrose and having my hair done every day, it was destroyed. It was very damaged. So, but I'm growing it back. It's coming back.
Exciting. You heard it here first, folks. And another question, why did you choose a Mac, doing the whole online thing? What made you choose a Mac as your platform of choice?
I chose a Mac because it's easy. An idiot can use it.
So idiots love the Mac. That's what Alyssa's saying there. For all you idiots out there online. This one comes from Mark, and he has in brackets, living for you. So we're not sure what that means.
Mark.
Mark. Do you ever find it difficult in everyday life to live and react like yourself instead of using acting and acting techniques?
It's a very interesting question, but what's his name, Mark?
Mark.
But Mark, I find that my acting technique is just being myself. I really have no set acting technique, so I try to extract as much as I can from my life and put it into the character. So it's more the other way around for me. It's not hard for me to live, and just be myself, because that's...
You bring as much of yourself to the role.
Exactly. I'm not trying any sort of technique.
Great. Good stuff, Mark. This next one comes from Michael Ferrigno, and he's got some interesting questions here for you. One is that, how was it working with Shannon and Holly? And do you like working in San Francisco? So it's two. How are Shannon and Holly?
Shannon and Holly have now become my sisters, which is awesome. It's great because we work so many hours together a day that I would imagine if we didn't get along, it would be really hard. But it's amazing. They're awesome people, and we giggle all day on the set and have a really good time, which makes the job so much easier, because it's sort of a hard show to shoot as far as they're doing a lot of special effects and a lot of stunts, so it's kind of tedious work, and to have them around makes it all worth it. And we don't shoot in San Francisco. We shoot Los Angeles locations for San Francisco. We all want to go to San Francisco to shoot exteriors, but I heard it's a great place to shoot, although I wouldn't know. And Charmed is not done there at all.
So it's a little bit of behind-the-scenes info for the folks at home, huh? But you don't actually shoot in San Francisco.
Right.
Great question.
Here's another one from Damien Outlaw. And Alyssa, if you were not an actress, what do you think you would be now?
That's a really tough question, actually, because I have been doing it so long that I don't remember not doing it. So, and I started when I was 7, so I never really had an opportunity to think, okay, what else would I do, because it's what I've done forever, and it always seemed like opportunity would present itself to do it. But I guess I went through a phase when I was younger of wanting to be like a teacher. Then when I was really little, I wanted to be an astronaut. So maybe I'd be in space. I don't know.
Very cool. Another one from Damien Outlaw. And he's got this is a cute question. What's your favorite joke? You want to tell us the joke to the folks online?
My favorite joke, which is a joke that my brother actually told me while he was in boarding school, is, if I insult anyone, you could cut this out. What is this? Bang, bang! It's an Amish drive-by.
Nice. Nice. You know what the great thing about that joke is?
What, Dave?
The Amish will never hear it. Because they're never online. You said yourself.
Exactly.
They don't have computers. So we can make fun of them all night if we wanted to. But we've got another question, so let's move on. Very funny joke, though. Oliver E. Thompson asks, out of all the movies and TV series that you have done, which character best portrays yourself, and what is your favorite type of character to play?
The character that let's see, I think that there's a lot of me in Phoebe from Charmed, just because she's got a lot of energy and is sort of the comic relief of everyone else's life. And I also think there's a lot of me in Hugo Poole, just because the situation was the script was so zany, and shooting it was so fast and crazy that it was hard for me not, to create a character from nothing. So I had to take a lot of me from her.
Very cool. Quadman. Quadman's back, and he's got some doozies for you. Next year, if you were to do a Who's the Boss reunion show, would you prefer to do an actual episode or just some sort of special where there are outtakes and actors reminiscing, like a Where Are They Now, Who's the Boss special sort of thing?
Quadman.
Quadman for you.
I've never really thought about that, Quadman. I think it might be cool to do like a reunion episode, and maybe have Sam come back with her children and deal with Tony being a grandfather. And throw some, retrospective stuff in there too.
That would be really neat. And so then that answers this next question: what would you like to see Sam be, but with children coming back to see his father? And on Charmed, Phoebe doesn't really like her power. What power do you think Phoebe would like to have, or what would you like Phoebe to have?
I hate Phoebe's power too. I think it's boring. The other girls get to do all this fun, green screen stuff. I just twitch.
Right.
It's pretty boring. But I think a great power for Phoebe and a power that I would also like to have is to be able to make myself invisible.
What would you do with that?
Oh, I'd probably have an easier time going to, Hollywood parties and stuff. Because I wouldn't have to talk to anyone. Exactly. Wouldn't have to deal with the press.
This one comes from John Granick, or John Granick, and his question is, what question do you hate being asked the most?
My new question that I don't like, well, not that I hate being asked it, it's just that I've answered it so much, is the last question actually about Phoebe's power.
Well, funny.
Funny that, everybody, since I got Charmed, they like to ask me the question, if you had a power, which power would you want? So I'm a little bored with that one, but that's okay.
The next one is from your online fan, Gerald Fraser. And in your experience, which is easier to date? A normal, everyday guy, like perhaps maybe Gerald Fraser, or a Hollywood hero?
Which is it easier to date? Easier.
Easier, whatever.
I don't know. I think human relationships and human beings are complex either way, and I think being in relationships are complex either way. So I don't know if it's necessarily easier as far as, the relationship going aspect of it, because, I think it's hard to be two people that sort of come together and try to make something that singular work together. But as far as, logistically, it's probably easier to date someone that's a little bit more aware of what I do, so that they can understand, the fact that all I do is work. I'm never going to see them. And just the sort of emotional and physical aspect of, just being tired a lot and having to stay focused and losing privacy and all those things that actors have to go through. I think that other actors or people that are in the spotlight sort of can understand that more than people that aren't.
Shared experience. Gerald has another question, which is more fantastical, more like your maybe Charmed theme. If you could have any 3 wishes, what would they be? It's a tough one.
That's so very hard. I would want all of my friends and family to never feel any pain and never get sick. And I would want world peace. Seems like a basic one. The obvious one. One more, huh? I don't know. Aren't those 2 good enough?
Sure. I mean, you can always do I'd ask for 3 more wishes.
Right.
Or infinite amount. Those are very good ones, though.
Good.
This next one comes from Ashley, and you sort of answered it a little bit before, but I think she really wants to know, are your co-workers on Charmed your friends? Are they really your friends, or do you just work with them?
Well, I think that's I think it's one and the same. When you're with someone for 14 hours a day, you become friends. You have to. So the relationship and the friendship started out as working relationships, but we've been working together for 5 months now, and we definitely do hang out, and we see each other on the weekends and call each other on the phone if one of us isn't working. So it's definitely now become a true friendship.
This one comes from Nicholas Johnson, and the question is, what did you do for your birthday this year?
For my birthday this year, we had a great time. We went to this Moroccan restaurant, and there were about 20 of us, and you sit on the floor and you eat with your hands, and it's just this great food, and belly dancers come and dance at your tables. And it was great. And I turned 26.
Very cool. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Was it recently?
December 19th.
Well, there you go.
Your flowers never came, by the way.
Exactly.
You should call the florist.
Okay. I'll get online and do that.
There you go.
So, do we have some florist plug here? Moving right along. Edit that all out. This comes from James in Hawaii, otherwise known as Hawaii. Since you've become a TV icon from so young, do you ever miss being able to go out in public and be left alone?
Well, again, because it's all I've known, I've sort of adjusted to it, but the only time it is really uncomfortable for me is when the people that I'm with are uncomfortable by it, because that stinks. You know, I feel worse for not, you know, it doesn't really bother me, but it bothers me that it, you know, if I'm with my family, I can't sort of just be their daughter. Or if I'm with my friends, I can't just be, you know, the short Italian girl.
Right. Another one from just Rob. And I think he's asking you again, have you done any directing yet? And do you think you might ever do direct Charms? You said you're probably going to direct in 5 to 10 years. You thought about maybe trying to direct an episode of Charms?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do that. I think that I would need a lot of help directing Charm just because there's so many special effects and stuff. But, you know, if Mr. Spelling gave me the opportunity, I would definitely take it.
Here's a good one. Andreas Johansson asks, do you have any new film projects in the near future? Anything coming up?
I don't have time.
No time.
No time for film.
Full series, Charmed. This is interesting. A guy by the name of Remy Wilkins. Question. Word on the street has it that you're a friend to the band Remy Zero. How do you know them? And are they as cool as they seem? From Remy.
Remy. Well, I know them because I'm married to the lead singer, St. John Tate. And they are the 5 greatest guys in the world. They're just beyond cool, sweet and sensitive and brilliant and creative, and yeah, they're awesome. And I consider them, you know, my best friends in the world.
Wonderful. Great question, Remy.
Good name, Remy.
About Remy. This one comes from simply TM. TM.
Is that Dad? Tom Milano?
Maybe. My question to you is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Directing, maybe? What else?
I'd like to be directing. I would also like to have a ranch somewhere outside of LA and have some downtime of being able to do, you know, it's weird because most people in their early 20s to mid-20s have had some sort of slacker period where they've been able to just, you know, do the things that they like to do and not have to wake up at a specific time. And I never really went through that. So I would like to have some time where if I wanted to get up at 1 in the afternoon and, you know, just garden for 3 hours and then go back and take a nap or, you know, something like that. Yeah, ride the horses or something. A lot of land and then, you know, also continue working, but have it be something that is a little bit more sporadic and
More relaxed, more time.
Yeah.
Very cool. Rob Quadman. So this is actually a Rob Quadman.
Right.
Maybe it's Rob and Quadman put together.
Maybe they're brothers.
Maybe. Did Tony, and I assume he's referring to Tony Danza here, did Tony Danza have any opinion on your tattoos, since he has a few? And what about your real father? And what's the total tattoo count as we stand today?
Okay, the total count is 6. My real father was not very happy, but after, you know, the 3rd one, he gave up.
Right. Now you have 6. What's he going to say?
Exactly. And Tony was always, you know, I got the tattoos after I finished Who's the Boss, so I didn't have to really deal with him every day about it. But I know with his own tattoo. He was very upset that he got it and wished that he hadn't, so I'm sure he wouldn't have been happy with mine.
This tattoo says "Keep on trucking," doesn't it? Very cool.
No wonder he's not happy.
Exactly, you heard it here first. Here's an interesting question. Favorite and least favorite role? The two ends of the spectrum.
Oh, I don't know. I try to, when you choose to do things, you try to make the best of them. So I don't think I have a least favorite. I think the most difficult to do as far as just being emotionally draining was probably Fear, just because the character that I played was so messed up and such a little whore that doing it for 3 months was definitely, it was just depressing.
So it was tough.
Yeah, it was hard.
But
And favorite, I try to, have fun with all of them, so I don't know if I have a favorite. It's a tough question.
And can you tell us about the sequel to Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah, it's called Lady and the Tramp 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
No. It's called Scamp's Adventure, and it's about Lady and Tramp's son, Scamp, and he doesn't want to be a house dog anymore because all the rules. So he runs away, and he meets my character, which is Angel, and she's a street dog. And they fall in love. And Lady and the Tramp come and rescue Scamp and bring Angel home, too.
And the character's name is Angel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Angels. It's all coming full circle here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Wow, good segue. And this goes right into more mysticism from DM Wieland. How is your spell casting going? Can you save our president? What are you going to do for us, Alyssa?
That's a really great question.
Is there anything you can do, Alyssa, for the country? For the country, Alyssa, the online fans need to know.
It's weird because all the spell books that I have nothing about saving the president. Although there was one about saving the president that involved all of these ingredients that I couldn't get. And it also involved mushing your fingernails in with someone's food, I would think the president, and having him eat the food. So I don't know if there's anything I could do. It's a little complicated.
Now this actually question comes from me. Ventura, the mind Ventura got into politics. Can you see yourself ever getting into politics? Senator Milano?
We would have like a Monday off for shopping. A national shopping day.
Very good.
Where everything in the stores are free.
I think you got a lot of fun.
Don't you think?
She's on the campaign trail, folks. You heard it here first. Online. This one next comes from simply PD. The initials PD.
All right.
And 2 questions. Nice and light. What is your favorite Beatles song?
Oh, that's a good one. PD. When I was little, I always sang Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, so I love that song. But I think they're all amazing. It's very hard to pick a favorite Beatles song. Maybe Julia, or I love Norwegian Wood, and I love them all.
All the Beatles songs.
All the Beatles songs are my favorite.
That's should have read that fence. If you could go back in time, the next question. If you could go back in time, what period of time would you go back to and why? From PD.
I think the 60s, so I could watch the Beatles.
Oh, nice.
So I could go to a Beatles concert. Go to Woodstock.
Hang out with PD.
Hang out with PD. Yeah.
This one's from Boba Fett.
Really?
Boba Fett.
From Star Wars?
The actual Boba Fett.
Wow.
Because he's in the Sarlacc pit.
Right.
Being digested
Right.
for millions of years. But this Boba
It's a long commute to the internet.
That's right. This Boba Fett wants to ask you, I refuse to look at websites supposedly having nudes of you out of respect for you and your wishes. But they are out there. Are they legal? And if so, is there really anything anyone can do?
Yes, and we've been doing it. We've been successful in getting most of the nudity of mine off the internet.
And is there a company doing that?
Yes, of course, cyber trackers. Where have you been?
Oh.
Dave? Don't you know? Everyone on the internet knows. Where did we find this guy?
Plug. Shameless plug.
And, you know, we've been successful, and, you know, basically we just harass people, and if they don't take the pictures off the internet, we sue them. Because legally they're not allowed to use my likeness for their own profit.
So, ongoing.
Ongoing, and we will not back down.
Wonderful. Excellent. It's good to know you have the support of your fans like Boba Fett.
I appreciate that, Boba Fett. Thank you.
Brian M, I think is his other name.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Boba Fett better.
Boba Fett's good. One last one from one of your viewers. Have you ever been a member of the Nazi Party? No, that's not a question. We'll cut that out. I'm just kidding. Now, this is the fun part. This is the fun part, which is what everyone's been waiting. Thank you so much for all your wonderful answers.
Thank you guys so much for writing in.
Great questions, huh?
Yeah, they were great.
So fun, and a really unique experience to actually them be able to ask you, and you don't have to type. You actually get to see them streaming in live audio. And
I love it.
JavaScript. Exciting. Now, this is the fun part for them.
Contest winners?
Contest winners.
Let me read them.
Let me give you the envelope, which I'll actually fashion into an envelope. Like
Okay.
a piece of paper.
Can we have a drum roll?
There we go.
Wow, that's the weakest drum roll. And there were 42 people doing that, ladies and gentlemen. The winners are Dustin Kendall of Oviedo, Florida. Woo! John Fawcett from Aurora, Illinois. Destiny Gomez from Mississauga. Is that right?
Mississauga.
Mississauga, Ontario,
Ontario.
Canada.
Where I'm from.
That's where you're from. Brian Fulmer from Augusta, Georgia. Yay! So maybe I should
what did
sign
they get?
those now.
And what did they get?
They get pictures and posters.
Woohoo! Lucky. Lucky fans.
Hugo Paul posters.
Well, so, Alyssa, thank you. While you sign these, I guess we'll sign off. Thank you so
Okay.
much. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you, Dave.
And thanks for answering all those questions. We hope to see you back here real soon at the VIP Lounge.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Are there more? Okay, for stopping by at the VIP room of SafeSearching.com.